It's May 18th. My name is Brian Ludicky, and I'm coming to you from the West Central Mountains of Idaho. Tonight on the show, I'm flying solo, and I wanted to spend a few minutes with you all and talk about relationships in hunting. What those relationships mean to us, how they're forged, and how they are maintained. Finding a hunting partner has been related to, well, quite frankly, trying to find a spouse. It's 1 in a billion, and it's very difficult to find, and then it's a lot of work to keep. Once you find that one, they're generally going to be around forever, kind of like luggage. Sometimes we find that one person in the space that is unique. And I want to share with you one of those people for me. And it's interesting because this person popped up out of the blue while I was working last week. And the timing was impeccable, I might add. I'm not one that believes in coincidences, and it was fateful that he showed up in the town I work in last week. So if you'll indulge me, I'm going to back up a little bit and kind of start from the beginning. My friend, and we'll call him Bill, because I don't need to share what Bill is doing or where he's at during his off season. But Bill is somebody that people will know in the hunting space. He and I met at the Western Hunting Summit some years ago at a time in life where I was having some problems with injury that I sustained at work and recovery, and trying to get to a point where I was going to be whole again, and trying in not only just police work in general and moving forward, but also in the place of being in the mountains and being able to be successful and pack my own meat out and hunt solo again and do the things that I really enjoy doing. At the time, I wasn't fully able to do yet. So I get to Montana, and I'm kind of an island unto myself, which is not non-typical for me. And I bump into Bill. And Bill and I kind of hung out for the entire 3 days and spent a lot of time together talking. Now, Bill is a fairly spiritual guy. I'm not quite to that level. However, I believe. And so we got to talking about injuries and motivation and fitness and hunting and religion to a certain degree, or at least faith, I guess is a better way to put it. And we spent a lot of time sitting on the tailgate of his pickup having these discussions at a time in my life when I really needed that. I left the Western Hunting Summit a completely different person after our time together, Bill and I. And for the better, I might add. I became a better person, became a better policeman, became a better husband, father, you name it. I had a whole different attitude about life and the way the direction was going for me. And quite frankly, at the time, there was some victim complex I was dealing with as a result of my injury. So I was able to push past a lot of those things as a result of my time with Bill and our conversations. Moving on through the time, Bill and I continued to stay in contact. However, we work different jobs, different times of the year. He's busy in the fall when we're all hunting, and I'm busy in the summer and ski season and different times with what I do for a living. And through that, though, we continue to keep in contact, phone calls, text messages, giving each other a ration of crap on social media, instant messages, etc., and really just stayed in touch. And every time we had an update for each other as to what was going on in our world, one would contact the other and reach out and basically share the news. Last week, I happened to be at work in my patrol car in uniform, and as I'm leaving the fuel station after taking a call for service, Bill appears like literally out of nowhere from behind some cars and is walking in front of my patrol car down the sidewalk. Unbelievable. And he kind of waves inside the car and looks inside because I keep some stuffed animals that are, well, they're pigs. And it's certainly a double entendre, and it makes me smile. And so he's chuckling to himself about the piggies in my car. And I whip out, turn the lights on, roll the window down, and call his name. He looks in the window, and he looked like he'd seen a ghost as well. It was awesome. We jumped out of the car, or I guess, jumped out of the car, and we had kind of a moment. It was like we were sitting on the tailgate of his pickup again in Montana, going right back to those moments. It was awesome. So we shot the shit for a few minutes, well, probably more like 30 minutes on the side of the street, and kind of made a commitment to go get coffee the next day and like really get caught up. And so we did. And we spent the next 90 minutes just being friends and motivating one another and talking about the newest of the news and inquiring about where I'm at with my recovery and my injury, which is as good as it's going to get now. And hunting season upcoming, hunting seasons have passed, what we've been doing the last, probably 4 or 5 months since we spoke last, and just really getting caught up. And the whole time I'm sitting there talking with Bill, I just have this tremendous feeling of A, deja vu, and B, honestly, a tremendous amount of peace just kind of came over me as I have this person sitting in front of me that I haven't seen in 2.5 years. And again, I don't believe in coincidences, and I believe that we were put together in that moment. Because as I talk to you about this, I have a significant amount of life change going on, which you probably hear the echo in the room. My wife and I, she took a position, a pretty significant promotion outside of the area that we live in. And so we're in the process of selling the home that we built to retire in on the acreage and moving away. In fact, the next several podcasts, I'll be coming to you from the gateway to the Selway Bitterroot Mountains. And I'll be looking out my window at the Selways as I'll be in the northern regions of the state of Idaho in the next few weeks. Big changes. Stressful. Selling a house, selling a piece of property, trying to find a house in this market, interest rates, you name it, everything that goes with the stress of having to pack up and move yet again, which was relatively unexpected. And so now I have in this moment this inner feeling of kind of tranquility wash over me as I'm having this conversation with Bill in a coffee shop of all places. Through this conversation, we agreed that we need to get together and do a hunting trip. He and I, just us, late season after he's done with his job for the fall in Idaho, and kind of was kicking around some different hunts that we could do that time of year. And what we decided on was a late muzzleloader cow hunt, which is in my wheelhouse of things to do, and the season fits his ability to get up here and come hang out for a week. So we can't do it this year just by virtue of timing, but for 2026, we're going to get together and actually go on a hunt together, me and Bill. I couldn't have asked for a better gift under the circumstances, what's going on, the busyness of life and the stress, etc. Just to have this person literally up here in front of me for us to get caught back up on the life in general and what's going on in our worlds, and then make the commitment to go together and do this hunting trip. I'll be honest with you, for me, this is a bucket list item. I've been really hoping that we would be able to make this work someday since we sat in the tailgate of his pickup in Montana some years ago. Bill and I are very similar creatures in a lot of ways. and view the world the same way for the most part. And really, our motivation is what drives us. And I can tell you that through my conversations with him and his continued support and providing me with that additional drive and additional motivation to heal and get better and improve is really why I'm in the place that I'm in today. I have him to thank for that almost solely. Clearly I had to put the work in, but that was the spark, the jump start, the ripcord that started the process to the recovery, or to where I'm at today. So, and it's just I don't even know how to describe it. It was fantastic. In the grand scheme of things, it was a very brief moment in time, but I enjoyed that 2 hours or so that we got to get caught up face to face, like it was yesterday. We hadn't even skipped a beat. I knew who that person was the minute I saw him in the windshield, and he knew who I was the minute I pulled up next to him and rolled the window down. It was almost like seeing a family member for the first time in years, like after being deployed, or whatever the case may be. And it just had that feel to it. So I'm forever grateful to Bill, and I'm super excited about the opportunity to actually go on a hunt with him, which, like I said, kind of a bucket list item for me. Only from the standpoint of that it's just something I want to do. And those who know me will know who Bill actually is. And it's pretty cool. So I kind of wanted to just touch on relationships in this space, and how when we do find those people in this space that are usually outside their family, not always, but usually, and we have that one individual that just is that person. Bill is one of those for me. And I have a couple. Obviously, I spend some time with Alaska Dave, and we do quite a bit of hunting together, and he's been a great hunting partner. I have another buddy who moved out of the area and moved to California that we hunted together for years until he moved away. And we still keep in contact, but we don't get to spend as much time on the mountain together anymore. And that's just a result of life. So I'm fortunate that I have forged some of these relationships, and with Bill specifically, because he was instrumental in my healing, and remains so to this day. I still reach out to him when I need some advice, fitness advice, or I've got an injury, I got a boo-boo, or I've got a hunt coming up and I need some guidance on how to train for this specific thing, because he does quite a bit of it. And he's always there for me. So as I bring this out to everybody and we reflect on those people, I would just leave you with, reach out to those people and reiterate the importance of the relationship and maintaining that line of communication and the desire to continue being on the mountain together. I think it's important to have those people inside your family and outside your family that are there for you in thick and thin when you're on the mountain. Somebody that you can share the experiences with, even if they can't be there on that particular trip. Because the time that they take to provide you with some guidance, wisdom, whatever the case may be, is invaluable. We need to appreciate those people for those gifts that they bring us. That's really what I wanted to share with everybody tonight. I know it's brief, and I know it's a little bit deep probably, but I thought it was an important topic, particularly given the fact that I ran into Bill this past week and have had it on the frontal lobe ever since. So I appreciate everybody listening. I appreciate everybody if you would like and share the show. And if you have any comments for me, if you have any desire to leave a review, I would greatly appreciate it. With that, have a great week. Summertime's coming. Scouting season is upon us. Get out there and get after it.